Hey everyone, I just wanted to hop on really quick and do an updated version of our visual suggestion training. It's kind of a little bit outdated now. There's a couple things that we do differently, so I wanted to hop on and just show you a quick overview on what visual suggestions is and what it means. So basically, visual suggestions is one way of giving suggestions in a party. It's one way that I like the most because I feel like it really gets other guests to think about books that maybe they wouldn't have thought about for their kids, and it kind of shows them more pictures of the books. It gets them excited, and it's just a way to kind of keep giving those subtle notifications in a Facebook party that reminds them to check out the party and to participate and to jump in on wanting suggestions for their kids. I can tell you that the more suggestions that I give, the better the payoff. So the more suggestions that I can give, the more likely those guests will show up to the live party and also place an order. So it's definitely well worth the investment of your time. I felt like in the beginning, as I was new, it took me a little bit longer than it does now. But as you do these suggestions, it's really going to help you to learn the products and be able to give good suggestions that will help boost your party sales. And so I personally love doing this way. I had a party the other night. It didn't look like it was going to be so great. Usually if my hostess doesn't hop into the how old is your reader post, I ask her, a personal message her, ask her to be the first one to comment on that post. That way she kind of gets the ball rolling for the rest of her guests. And then as people start to RSVP, maybe got like half of the people RSVP'd or more, I'll start tagging them to that how old your reader graphic. I typically use a picture of my son in front of the bookshelf with some books so that they kind of get a glimpse at the books, and just ask them about giving recommendations for their kids to comment below with their names, ages, and interests. And I try to get their names, that way I can be more personal in the messages that I send them. And so that party that I thought wasn't going to do so great, I did the same things I told you. I tagged everybody to the graphic. I asked my hostess to comment on that post. And as I start posting suggestions for my hostess and for the one or two guests that did comment on that, all of a sudden it was like a snowball. Like everybody started asking for suggestions. I started posting suggestions. I kept getting more and more suggestions. And that party the party that I thought wasn't going to be super great, turned out to be over $1,100 in sales. And so that really was a good investment of my time to spend the time doing those suggestions. So now with practice, as I've learned the products and as I've done this, I really can whip out suggestions in 5 or 10 minutes or less. So it definitely gets quicker. There is another way called book teasers. So later on, you can try those out too and see how that works for you. The purpose of either one of these suggestions is to build personal connections with the guest, to be able to open up a form of personal communication. So when you're not a Facebook friends with each other, it's harder to open up the messenger chat or have them see your messages. So the more chats that you can open up, the more likely you're going to be able to reach out to them, see if they want to see some videos of any of the books, make suggestions, follow up to see if they planned on ordering, and all that, with keeping a party log and reaching out to anybody that you haven't done suggestions for or who haven't ordered that you did give suggestions for. That's a way to really boost your party sales. So this is a way that I want to show you how to do those suggestions in the way of a visual suggestion and how you post that into your party. So what I do is I come to my Usborne site, I hit my account here, and then on the left side, you're going to add a wish list. So say this girl's name is Sarah Jones, and she is from, so if you're new, you might only have a couple parties. If you're partying a lot, you'll have lots of parties, but then you're going to click on whoever's party you want it linked to. I'm going to say that she's linked to Amy's party, and I hit save. As you save that, it'll pop up your wish list. If you don't have a lot of parties, if you're brand new, you might find it on the first page here. I've been doing this for 4 years, so I have quite a few. If I just hit this little arrow with a line, that takes me to the last suggestion list, kind of the last ones that I just created. And so there's Sarah Jones. Maybe I spelt her name wrong. Maybe she only has no H, and so I can kind of delete that and save. So you can edit edit for editing the name, or maybe you clicked on the wrong party, you hit edit. If you are ready to start building that wish list, then you come here to edit book details, and then you can start adding. So it looks a little different than just the shopping cart. When you're buying things, it's going to be an orange box with a shopping cart. Now that you're in the wish list, you're going to see these green boxes with a star. Say you already knew, oh, so it was a 3-year-old girl who loves animals. Okay, so I already see, okay, bugs matching game would be perfect. If you don't know, there's a couple ways to find out. You can click on this, whichever book you want. You can kind of read about the description. What I did in the beginning to really learn the products is I would go to YouTube, Usborne bugs matching game, or Usborne all better, and I would watch YouTube videos to see if I really wanted to suggest those books. You can read the descriptions, or you can click on the specifications tab here and it'll tell you the suggested ages for that product. Just remember that sometimes if kids are a little bit younger or a little bit older, even a lot older, they're still going to like these books, but this is just a suggested age level. So we have a 3-year-old who likes animals and princesses. There's a couple different ways. Or dinosaurs. You can search in the search bar, let's say animals. And then you can come here and look through books. Okay, this looks like something maybe a 3-year-old would like. If I already knew, I would just click this green box with a star to add it to the wish list. If I was exploring a little bit more, I could check in, okay, that's one enough. Yeah, this should be good. So I can go here and add on the green little box, add to wish list. Another way, so you can search by interest in the search bar, or you can search by categories here on the left-hand side. One thing I did a lot when I was new is I selected age levels. And then you can search in babies and toddlers, preschool and kindergarten, school age, or if you're looking for older kids, elementary, there's 4 through 7, 7 through 9. If you look through middle school, we have 9 through 11, 12 and up. So I kind of just, whatever age kind of was what I was searching for. So a 3-year-old, that would probably be babies and toddlers. I would click that, and pretty much any books in this category would be great. So I would probably add all better. I know my son loves that. And let's see. Or as you learn the books, I just go in and I type that book. So I know Busy Bug Book is another of my son's favorites and has been since he was little. I'll add that. We love the Slide and Sees, so I'll search Slide and See, add that. And we love the sound book, so you can even just type sound in here. And so just kind of search around and pick some books. They say about 1 to 2 book per kid. Doesn't have to be super long. I have a hard time just picking a couple. So my lists sometimes get long, but sometimes that pays off because it piques their curiosity. So just kind of whatever you feel comfortable in doing. Okay, so let's say she only has 1 kid. I did 5 books. That's good enough. All right, so when you get into the visual suggestion part, maybe you have a list of 15 books. I mean, I don't recommend getting it too long because then they see this crazy price and they freak out. But I try to give a different price ranges. And so if you just click on each of the 5 books, you can click on one of, sorry, let me back up so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to click on each of the 5 books that you like. I just pick 5 that like really, if I had more than 5 here, I just pick 5 that like are really eye-catching and pretty books because that's the visual suggestions part of it. So I click on a book off that wish list. If you're on your phone, you can save it to your phone. You can even save ahead of time like a file of a bunch of pictures just to save you more time. But I just come here and I'm on my computer, so I'll click it and hit save as to desktop. I don't think I did that with the last one. And then I'll back up and I'll do it one more time. And I'll just go through and I'll save 5 pictures. That's all that's going to show up on the Facebook. Facebook event, and it's just a sneak peek. We want them to open up that message that we have sent them with the wish list link. So I'm not going to go through and do all this, but I'm going to save 5 pictures for my visual suggestion for that one person. And then I go back to the view wish list. Down here at the bottom, there's usually the wish list link for that person's wish list. So you just copy and paste that. If it doesn't show up there at the bottom, just hit update wish list, and then that link will pop up down there for you. And then I go to my Facebook event. Let's see. I'm going to just go to one that I had last night, the $1,100 party. Scroll back down through everything just so I can show you some of the ones that I did. Actually, there's one at the top that I just made. Let's see, there it is. Okay, so here's my 5 pictures. Sometimes I'll do 1 or 2 extra. But basically, I just write them a quick note. Hey, Charisse. And then I tag their name. Hey, @, use the @, then their first and last name. Hey, Charisse Kerr, and that tags their name to that message so they see it in their notifications as being tagged. Here's a sneak peek at the recommendations that I put together for your 3-year-old. I'll send you a message with the full list of suggestions. Click this link to view that message. So if it's your launch party, you're already connected to all your friends. But if it's a party for somebody that you don't know, then there's a way of creating this m.me link. If you don't know how, reach out to your team leader or your sponsor, and we will help you create that. But what this is a message. If you paste, I just saved to my phone, and I'll paste that in my message so they can click that one link and it takes them straight to the message I sent them. So if we're not Facebook friends, sometimes it's hard for them to find that message, but when they click that link, it takes them directly to the Facebook Messenger message that I sent them, and they don't have to search at all. So bam, I already have as soon as they open that, I have that open line of communication where I can do follow-up, see if they want any videos to see any of the books, see if I can give suggestions, what I can do to help. And so that's basically how you do visual suggestion. Let me see if I can scroll down to a few of the other ones. And then you need to be careful about posting your shopping link too much on Facebook. If you post it too many times per day, you can get your link blocked, flagged from Facebook, and then every time you go to post your link in a future party, Facebook will delete your post. So we don't want that. I usually post the shopping link in the intro, in the party description intro, in the intro post, in the shopping post, night of the party, in the day after, maybe the final call. So 4 or 5 times max, and I've never had a problem with getting my link blocked. So let's see if I can hear some more. Here's one for Vicky. So I put her little 5 pictures on there. So it just looks really pretty. It gives them something bright and colorful to look at. Maybe shows them books that they didn't think about for their own kids. So that's how you do visual suggestions. Hopefully that makes sense and that helps. If you have any more questions, please reach out to me, your team leader or your sponsor, and we can definitely help you get the answers that you're searching for. So hopefully that helps increase and boost the attendance in your party and also party sales. So have a great night. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.